Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be right?
Yeah, I'll just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail and necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side there we have Chump Slap.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but it seems to me that when the giant that holds up the earth dies, we are screwed.
On the other side of the table, Dr. Syintist.
And I thought Mike threw a bad orgy.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always said, I heard a spicy rumor that we're about to start casting for World War III. Apparently, this time, the Americans will be the bad guys. Welcome to Plotty Time. Holy shit, do we have a surprise for you people. All three of us in the same room for the first time in 2 full years.
Two seasons.
2 seasons. We're about to enter year 4. I think we filmed the last episodes of season 2.
Yeah, or maybe season 1.
I don't know, man. It was a long time ago. Things were different then.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Luis Gonzalez.
And we changed a lot.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't say we've grown.
No. We had our good friend Vinny, not on mic, not in the studio, but we're hoping to get him back sometime next year at some point. We tried, but COVID.
And holidays.
And holidays, it's
family life,
Life just got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Always does, man.
But this week, we are going to do the same shit we've done every year. We are going to count down our best reviewed games of 2021, a.k.a. Season 3.
What?
For you people out there, we've done this twice before. 3 times before? Twice before. You can go listen to this is 3, yes. We're starting season 4. Yes, got it. So you can go back, you can listen to those. We always appreciate the extra clicks. Like and subscribe wherever, it really helps us out. But what we do is we go through, we talk a little bit about each of the games down the list. We go from lowest to highest. And we just talk a little bit about them, try to recollect a little, discuss it, see if, our grading system works properly like it should.
Well, yeah, we got to keep checking on it.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the number 5 game. This episode, the first part, we're going to do 5, we're going to do 4, we're going to do 3. Then we're going to play a clip from the episodes. Then next week, we're doing 2, all of our bottom 5 games, and number 1.
Whoa.
You guys are in for a treat. More of a fun, silly episode. We appreciate you listening to it. So, the number 5 game.
Number 5.
The 5th highest score we got this year.
The 5th highest score. This was very close, just on the outside of this. And we don't have to discuss it, but just to give you guys an idea, with a 40, which I guess is unofficially number 6, we did Deus Ex with a score of 40.
That was this year?
That was this year.
I had a feel... This
man.
may just be me and my
probably
recency bias, but I felt like we did a lot of shitty games this year.
No, I think, I don't have the number in front of me for the averages of this year as opposed to other years. But yeah, we did a lot of stinkers. Like there weren't many games over like 30.
There were 50 some weeks, man. Come on. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get some bad ones. It did feel like, maybe it was just general malaise of 2021.
Maybe,
We were just like, oh, fuck it, whatever, let's do this bullshit game. But anyway, all right. So that Deus Ex was just sitting on the outside. Props to that game with a score of 40. Now, remember, our scoring system, all 3 of us put up a score based on 27 stars. That leaves us with a total possible score of 81 stars. So
we still don't have an 81 star.
We don't have anything close to an 81 star.
No.
And we didn't get anywhere near it this year. So number 5... a rare game that all of us have played.
Oh yeah?
Uncharted 2 Among Thieves with a score of 41.
It's a fantastic game.
Good old 41 coming in at a 50%.
That's number 5.
It's over 50%, buddy.
But close
51,
enough.
53%? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have fond memories of playing this game. I remember playing it when it came out because I didn't get a PlayStation immediately. Our PlayStation 3. I didn't get a PlayStation 3 the first year. I got it maybe a year and a half after it came out. Yeah. And I remember this had just come out. Uncharted 1 was a launch title.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember playing 2, loving it, and then going back and playing 1.
And then being disappointed.
It was still good, but like I mean, the gameplay improvements into like just the
Yeah,
functionality of it was so much better.
And the story was so good too. I just enjoyed playing it.
It was a really great story.
I don't remember
Waking
anything
up on
about
a
it.
train.
I think Chloe entered
Chloe,
it
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I was at the train that falls, like goes off a cliff.
Yeah, you start there. And then you go back.
Yeah, okay.
Then you go back with the, I don't remember the guy's name, and Chloe, and you rob that place.
Sully.
No,
I want to say Neil,
it's something like that.
but yeah, we're so good at remembering.
Yeah. Then you end up in a prison, and Sully comes with you, comes to save you, and Chloe's there.
Is this the one that ends at like a big lava town?
Are you in Shangri-La? Is that this one?
Yes.
Where the town's like blowing up and falling apart as you're running?
Yeah, in the Chintamani
Yes,
Stone.
yes. Okay.
Yeah. This was, we did this way back March 18th,
Oh, man.
2021.
So long.
Pick by Dr. Syintist. But yeah, it was great. The only thing, and I will go with this thought till the day I die. The only thing that stopped this from being a perfect game was the goddamn Yetis. With crossbows. Like I couldn't get behind that.
They were just, they took all the sap from the Tree of Life.
Yeah, it totally made sense. Don't get me wrong.
From a story perspective, sure. There's an action that happened that made these fucking Yetis that explained their existence.
Yeah.
You are correct.
You needed something to fight other than humans anyway.
I just remember, maybe it's because this was definitely a game I platinumed, and I remember playing. You had to play through it on like super hard or whatever.
I would never platinum an Uncharted game because there's.
You could
Too many
cheese it,
collectibles.
dude. Like you could do the thing where you tapped R3 and it would switch your shoulder for aiming.
Yeah.
So you could go behind a wall, tap it to the other side so you can kind of see around the wall, but you can't get hit. So you could cheese a lot of this game. But one moment you couldn't cheese was like a defend tower section where it was all Yetis coming after you, and all you had was the fucking crossbow.
Right,
So I remember that being a
right.
pain in the ass. Maybe that's why I hate the Yetis.
I think
so much.
I didn't mind the Yetis because it was better than having armored opponents, armored people all the time.
Yeah, it made sense that the Yetis were there as opposed to other people going for the
I guess that's
treasure
a
being
reason
there
to have it,
before you. Yeah.
That's the thing I believe we discussed in the episode where it's like, you're the first person to discover this area in 700 years, and there's already other enemy guys in full armor waiting for you.
Every time.
Every single time. But yeah, it's a great game. Like it's fantastic. I think they're re-releasing it again.
Probably.
Again?
I think so for
PS5.
PS5, like a updated Uncharted.
But it looked so good anyway.
Yeah.
It really did.
They just released one for PS4.
Yeah, that's the one. That's when I finally played it.
It's probably the best Uncharted game.
Oh, good. Then I don't have to play anymore.
I mean, 3 was still pretty great.
Yeah, so was 4.
Oh, you're right. They were still fun to play.
The one with Chloe and Nadine was okay. But
Oh, what was that one called?
Lost Legacy,
Lost Legacy. I didn't play that one. I think I was Uncharted out at the time.
maybe.
Is this the one that ends on a beach?
That's 4.
The fuck? Maybe I didn't play. I don't know if I did play this one now.
Unless more than one ends on a beach.
I don't know.
Maybe. I
I
don't.
don't remember. Is there a kid on the beach?
There's talk of a kid, I think.
Then I don't think that. Yeah, that's 4.
I don't know which one I played, man. Whichever was free that month.
I'm sure Uncharted 2 has been free at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
they're releasing the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection for PS5 for $50.
No, thank you.
Well, I just don't have a PS5, so.
Give it to me for free, and then we'll talk.
I guarantee you that at some point one of these legacy games is going to be on PS Plus for free. Like it's just how they do this now.
Yeah.
There'll be another Uncharted game that comes out that they're building for 5, and then they'll release it like 2 months ahead of time just to drive up sales.
Yeah, one of the GTA remasters is on PS now.
Oh, but then there's a holiday sale on too now.
Oh, I might be incorrect. I think the Thieves collection, Legacy of Thieves collection only includes For the Lost Legacy and is that it?
Well, that's weak.
That's the last 2 games.
I'm double checking. I got to get it right for the fans because we're not doing crevices anymore.
Yeah.
We're not doing that bullshit.
Yeah, they're out for season 4.
You'll never hear us say we're sorry for anything.
Never.
We may be incorrect at a point.
But that's not our
That's
fault.
gonna be,
That's just temporary. We're not encyclopedias.
We're not perfect, guys.
Yet.
But yes, I was incorrect. It's coming January 28th. It is Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. It's 4 and The Lost Legacy.
Well, that's too much for 2 games that are old.
Oh, yeah. It was $50 for 5 of them.
Yeah, I think if it was $50 for 5, I'd buy it. For
yeah.
all those, especially if they're remastered, like Uncharted 1 completely remastered, I'd fucking play that. Update the well, keep the weapons, but update like the gameplay, make it a little bit more fluid.
Oh, and I hate fighting those things when you're waiting for. Never mind, that's Uncharted 1. We'll skip that part. I don't like that.
Yeah, we're talking about Uncharted 2 here.
Oh, the train sequence is so
Had
good.
41 points.
41 points.
Yeah, so here's talk about it.
Yeah, listen to us talk about it right now.
Double cross
the guy who's paying them and leave.
Well, see, this is interesting because basically Chloe was just making time with Flynn to get close to, I guess, whatever he came up with, right? Like he didn't find about all this stuff, then go blabbing it off, and then Chloe took an interest in him to get closer. But so that makes me think, was she doing the same thing to Drake? Like, was she just hanging out and
that's why she's
dating
awesome.
Drake?
You never know.
She is playing all sides.
I'm just
playing both sides.
I'm doing whatever doesn't get me killed and gets me those sweet, sweet treasures.
Yeah, exactly. It's more about the money for her.
Yeah. They are international thieves.
I mean, yeah, what they don't do it for fun.
The subtitle of the game is Among Thieves.
Yeah.
Drake is in it for the love of the game.
He's not like fucking Indiana Jones.
Well, I'd be
That's
fucked
true.
Indiana Jones.
He's a weirdo.
I would out of respect. Wait, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Something about museum
Yeah.
heist.
But anyway, then it cuts back to the mountain again, and Drake is moseying on along, and he comes across a ceremonial dagger in the ground, and he picks it up, and he looks at it lovingly, and he holds it like a baby. And then it cuts to Istanbul 4 months ago, which is Harry, Nate, and Chloe's plan to steal the thing.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
lots of going around, not killing people, solving puzzles and stuff, and you break into the museum, and you get to the oil lamp, and Nate just picks it up and smashes it.
You think you take it out and smash it?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to leave it there. It was that first mistake.
Well, you smash it because then you don't have to carry it out. You only have to carry out what's in it.
Well, you got in easily. He could it's a tiny oil lamp.
Plus, this is the thing too. Did he know that there was something in it to take?
They knew that, yes. They figured that out.
They
when were
read
talking at the
that
beginning.
Marco Polo note where it's like,
The light leads the way or whatever.
yeah.
Some cryptic thing they read in before they got
Right,
there.
but what about that tells you that this trinket matters because there's something in it we need?
Because
You know what I mean?
Shakes
Like,
it.
Yeah, like, why didn't he look? Yeah, because he shook it. Exactly.
fair enough. I'm like, maybe it was I don't know. I'm just saying it seemed like a risky move to be like, well, I know something's in it. I need smash.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Maybe
thinking.
the instructions were on the fucking lamp.
Yeah, maybe you could look inside without...
But I mean, if there was
breaking it
instructions to
open.
treasure on the lamp, don't you think someone would have seen it already?
I don't know how good these archaeologists are.
They don't know ancient Marco Polo language.
That's true.
Pretty clear.
Oh, yeah, Italian.
I think he said it was Latin.
Well, I mean,
That's dead language. Which is surprising. for how
Marco
much we
Polo
use it.
probably spoke Italian. But
Didn't we say in media ret like we used Latin, like today, recently?
yeah.
Yeah, and I said, stop that.
You sure did. You sure did, buddy.
But anyway, they break it, and he gets resin paper, and he's like, oh, I know how to do. Set it on fire.
Again, take the resin and set it on fire somewhere else.
Well, that
I'm sure there's
that would
smoke
have been
alarms
that
and
would have been a better
shit.
thing to do there. But and apparently the paper is a map, and it's a story of how Marco Polo got lost, and they came across Shambhala and the Chintamani stone.
It's about Borneo.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they start climbing out, and Flynn lifts up the rope and like, you ain't getting out of here, Drake. Sorry, buddy. We're making you get arrested.
Yeah, jerk.
So
That's what you get for trusting Flynn.
Yeah. Harry Flynn's always. Would you ever trust anybody named Harry Flynn?
I wouldn't trust anyone.
Sounds too Irish.
No Harrys. No thanks.
No Harrys.
You know?
No.
What about the guy from Something About Mary? Not Something About Mary. Dumb and Dumber.
I wouldn't trust him.
I wouldn't trust him with my child. I'd sell him birds. I wouldn't trust him with something.
But anyway, Flynn betrays you, and you end up getting arrested,
Ooh.
where you spend 3 months in a Turkish prison.
I hear
the
that.
first of many double crosses.
I hear it's pretty nice in those.
Turkish prisons? That's not what I heard, but I only know what this game tells me.
All I know is you stink when someone comes to take you out.
Yeah, because Sully is there.
Sully.
Victor
Easily.
Sullivan, our buddy from forever.
The pilot who landed the plane on the Hudson.
Who's no?
Did they say that?
That's Sullenberger.
Oh,
That'd be great if they
Real life.
retconned his backstory to be Sullenberger, the pilot. Oh God, who's playing him in the movie?
Wasn't it Tom Hanks?
I know it's like
The
The Rock or
movie,
something dumb
the
one.
Uncharted movie.
It's not the Rock. You always say the Rock whenever we mention it.
it's someone young who shouldn't be playing it.
Mick Foley.
I'm gonna look it up because Tom Holland is Nathan Drake,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
also an interesting choice because he's so young.
It's like Sean Penn.
He's not even handsome enough to be Nathan
This
Drake.
can't be right. It's saying that Marky Mark is Victor Sullivan.
That's right.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Gross.
Who I think is younger than Tom Holland, but
I think the best casting for that was like Robert De Niro 20 years ago.
Maybe.
what?
If
from
we're
like,
Dreamcasting.
from like Analyze This.
Yeah, exactly. That Robert De Niro. I'm not hearing a lot of enthusiasm for Robert De Niro as Sully Sullivan.
No,
I
it
think
doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't like it. We need someone funnier.
Yeah, I think John Hamm would have been a good
John Hamm.
Yeah, but
Old
John
face.
Just good in everything.
one. Yeah, that's why.
He's too fucking handsome.
Either him or Michael Fassbender.
You're just picking the best actors today.
Yeah, I am.
Fair enough. Oh, you know who should get
Clive
it? What's
Owen.
his name? Who's the psycho guy from For There Will Be
Luke
Blood?
Wilson
Oh, yeah.
Wilson.
The mashed potato hand.
from Scary Movie 2.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he wasn't in Scary Movie.
No, what are you talking about? Anyway.
Chris Elliott,
You talking about Cabin
That's
Boy?
it. Yes,
There it is.
yes.
Cabin Boy.
How about I give you a round of applause? How about I give you a standing ovation?
He would have made it
That was a
awesome,
good
Sully.
bit.
Tell me he wouldn't have.
You know what? I've seen him in Schitt's Creek, and I mean, he's still got it. You know,
Yeah, I
he's
know.
still got some mileage on that car left.
Be a standing ovation. Take my strong hand.
All right.
I gotta watch that one again.
Ooh.
Anyway, Sully breaks out and he had someone help him, and it was Chloe. And Nate's not too happy to see her
He's
because
like, get that bitch out of here.
he thinks that she had something to do with Harry betraying him. And they just tell him that Flynn is working for a guy named Lazarevich, who just sounds evil.
Yeah.
And they found a
I was just gonna say, there's no way like you leave your dog with the Lazareviches, you know, like when you go on vacation.
They sound like the neighbors in
The
Burbs. Yeah.
I was just thinking that. That's weird.
Klopex?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it could be the Lazareviches.
Yeah. Might as well be.
I assume he's some kind of Eastern European, but I don't know if they ever tell you.
He sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chloe says that they found the ships in Borneo, but they still haven't figured out where the treasure is.
The Chitani stone?
The Chintamani stone.
Chintamani.
So they all leave the prison and they talk about the Chintamani stone, and then they hatch a plan to steal the map and stuff from Lazarevich and figure out what's going on here. So they travel to Borneo.
What a plan.
Yeah, it's kind of half cocked, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna show up at the same place at the same time and figure out how to steal it from him.
Yep.
I know he's got his maps there, so.
And he's got like 70 fucking guys armed, ready to
yeah.
go.
Well, it wouldn't be Uncharted if you didn't kill a couple hundred people.
Well, that's fine, because Sully's got you covered with a fucking revolver from God knows how far away.
200 yards away. I got this. You're telling me Robert De Niro couldn't be holding that long
okay. He just sold me on
Hey,
that.
let me take somebody's gun. That's my De Niro. That's not good.
So
I'm sorry for that.
you
De Niro.
fight through the jungles of Borneo. You come across the ships, and you're like, you know what's missing from these ships? Bodies.
Ooh.
So the survivors must be somewhere else. Where would they be? Probably in the mountains, because there was a tsunami, and they had to go to high ground.
Yep. Perfect.
So you travel more through the jungles, and you end up in this cave that everybody else apparently missed.
Yeah. Huge temple.
And then you find like resin laying around. You're like, oh, this must be where the game.
Oh, man. You got to burn this stuff.
Yeah. And you follow a blood trail. I remember this part being kind of annoying in the game, because I assume Chump Slap didn't play it, but
No.
Poppascotch and I did.
I played the shit out of this, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game.
I only ever played 4, the one that was free.
And you find lots of bodies laying around. You're like, oh, I wonder how all these people died. Probably not a scary way. And then you come across a guy who's like clutching a dagger and a kind of a map, I guess, that's wrapped around it. and it's a purba actually, but
It's a golden passport.
yeah, they read the map and he's like, oh, it was in Nepal somewhere that they got the Shambhala.
Oh, obviously. What are they doing here then? Oh, they were out. Yeah,
There must be
Duh.
there must be something in Nepal that has to do with it, so we got to go there. So they start climbing out, and Chloe runs ahead a little bit, and then Chloe comes in and is like, hands up, kind of like, what's going on here? And then Harry walks in behind her, and she's like, I found him. Oh, Harry takes the map from you.
Ooh, double cross by Chloe.
Well, not too long, because as soon as you escape, Chloe's like, get out of here.
Psych. That's what I've written down.
I assume she ran outside, saw them, and had to act like she just came across them. So you escape running through the jungle, and you head to Nepal, because that's where the next thing is.
Hold on, you're just going to look over this jump off of an impossible cliff?
Yeah.
There's no way they survived that.
Why not? Didn't Thelma and Louise?
Do you see how small that river was? How deep do you think it was?
Thelma and Louise?
I think they died.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did. But I don't know. It could be deep.
I don't think it was.
Did they show you?
No, they didn't show them jumping off. They just said, all right, we're jumping.
And then they jump and you see them swimming away.
Yep. I'm just saying. There's no way. Then why didn't the bad guys jump after him?
Because the bad guys are cowards.
These men are
Well,
cowards.
he also,
Tony.
was getting shot at by
Yeah, they didn't really have
a lot of people who make their living shooting at people.
It's true. I mean, I guess if you had to take the chance. But I know I'd take that chance and I'd hit bottom and just die instantly.
I would have
That's the
died
spirit.
well, the train didn't happen yet, but
Yeah. All right.
Dude, you're selling yourself short. If you would have penciled it, you'd be fine.
That's what I'm saying. If you penciled it, the river wasn't that wide. How deep could it have been?
could you imagine the belly flop?
Oy.
Yeah, you'd die instantly.
Yeah, probably.
I know a guy who died jumping in a quarry like that.
Do you really?
I don't know him, but I know his cousin.
I like how we all laugh at someone dying.
Anyway, go on.
It was the delivery. I'm sorry. Hey, let's keep it going.
So you end up in Nepal, and the city of all these temples that you got to find the right one. And Lazarevich has already beaten you there, and
Of course.
he's kind of stoked the fires of a civil war, and there's everybody shooting in the streets.
Okay, so there was a reason there for these gunfights in the middle of the street. It was the Civil War, sort of.
He just stoked the
Yeah,
Civil War.
They
so
were
he
like
could
on the brink, and he
tear
kind of-
down temples and shit,
Yeah.
right?
And so he could like walk in there and just take what he needed
Yeah.
and just basically leave.
He's a smart dude.
Yeah. So you go and you meet up with Chloe, and you figure out which temple you got to get to by climbing a hotel and looking around
Yeah.
and matching symbols from your purba to that.
That was a little too easy, if you ask me.
Really? I don't think it was easy.
Well, I mean, he's just like walks up to the first temple. He's like, look, symbol looks similar. We got to look for this symbol.
I just
That
think it's
part.
amazing how effortlessly Drake and us solve these puzzles with him that have been existing for.
But nobody had all the
Thousands
pieces
of years.
before, Poppascotch.
You didn't have the golden passport. You're not
Yeah,
going to find
right.
it.
You're right. I'm the asshole.
Mm-hmm. Thank
All
you
right.
for admitting it.
Thank you. Carry on.
And then there's this long rooftop helicopter scene that's kind of annoying to play.
Is that the one where you're running away from it and the building collapses? And
Yeah. The building collapsing part's kind of cool, but
That was pretty neat.
I think you have to fight the helicopter kind of like and shoot it with grenades. That's the annoying part. But eventually you get down on the streets and start heading towards the temple again. And guess who you come across?
Who?
Some guy named Jeff.
The cameraman?
Yep. And Elena, who's there doing a new story on Lazarevich. Because she's good at her job, I guess.
This is where I started calling Big L.
Ugh.
Oh, Big L's Lazarevich.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mean, she's a journalist who's into like horrifying wars and areas of conflict. So I guess it's not insane that she's here.
Well, she said the world thinks Lazarevich is dead, and she's just trying to prove
Yeah.
that he's alive.
Got to get that scoop.
That's a damn good scoop, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, she's chasing a story. All right.
And there's all kinds of tension between everybody. And they says, let's just get to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the temple. You have to walk your way there, or whatever. And a bunch of puzzles. And hold on, I have something I can't read here. Oh, traps. Yeah, there's puzzles and traps.
I mean, you could probably say that about the entire.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Series
it's
of
fucking
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
But you work your way into this cool room where you put the purba in a thing, and it makes a 3D map of the. I guess those are the Alps, right? No, not the Alps.
The
In Nepal,
Himalayas.
weren't they? Yeah.
The Nepal
they were in
mountains.
Tibet.
Yeah, whatever those mountains are. I don't remember.
I'm looking it up because I'm not doing this. They're called the Tibet Mountain Ranges.
That's what I said. Anyway.
Namely, the Himalayas, the Ganges.
The Himalayas, that's what I was looking for.
Tangla. There's a whole bunch of different.
No, they're the Himalayas.
That all come together.
Drake's like, I know. Okay, there it is. We'll put it on this cheesy map I have.
I just got
that
this
I got from a fucking. What are they called?
I don't know. I'm drawing
Cracker
a
Jack
blank
box?
too.
No.
Cereal box?
Like Thorny Park.
Yeah, like a store where you buy trinkets.
They have those stupid cheesy maps that aren't like to scale, and they're.
Oh my fucking god! Cut
Oh
this part.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like the map of fucking Jim Thorpe, and it's all
Yeah, or
like hyper
like a gift
cartoony
shop
and that-
store.
Yeah, like a gift.
Like, yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was great. We had some great times back then. Remember?
Wow.
Way back in March
I
of
can't believe you said
2021.
that.
I know, right?
Oh man,
We were so much younger then.
It's also weird listening to it back again. We swear a lot,
No fucking way.
but I think there's room for more swearing.
The fuck you talking about, dude?
Fuck, I don't know. That's crazy. But that was our take on Uncharted 2, a clip from Uncharted 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, go back and listen to the episode again. That'd be great. So how about we get to number 4, our number 4 best reviewed game
All right.
from 2021.
Wow.
This game, it's an older game, classic game, possibly, but I don't remember if we've all played it. I know 2 of us have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'm motioning to
Syintist.
myself and Dr. Scientist.
Of course.
I'm still waiting for the game because I don't know what it is.
We'll
With
see.
a score of 45.
45.
Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, that's an excellent
Yes,
game.
I did play that.
That was another rare all 3 of us then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fantastic game.
That was a great game. That was the one where you go back to Italy.
Find the
The
apples.
Enzio.
Yeah, you're Ezio, the first one with Ezio.
Right?
Yeah,
I think they're apples.
there is an apple. Yes, because Ezio gets it in the last thing and he fights the Pope.
Yeah. He
Oh
fights
shit,
the
you're
Pope.
right. The apple's the whole catalyst
Yeah,
to the entire
yeah.
story.
Yeah,
Yes.
the apple of Eden.
The apple of
Jeez.
Eden. Yes.
You look at
Yes.
me like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I looked at you. I'm like, fucking.
It's like,
apple.
I don't know. I
And you're
try,
like, are they collectible? And you're like, right?
I try to
You're like,
remember things.
no, that's right, because the whole story was that the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, the apple wasn't something they consumed as like
Yeah.
an evil
It
thing.
was
It was
something they stole from another
another
a
king or whatever.
race or whatever. It was.
The original whatever.
Oh, yes. That's right. That's right.
I missed that when I played the game, that there was this whole
Oh, you had
darker
to get all the
past.
secret things.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that shit.
Yeah, you had to do every puzzle.
Yeah.
Right? You had to find the apple, hidden apple in every
Yeah.
picture or whatever.
Oh, that was such a good game. It was,
That was
Assassin's
back
Creed
when
2
they,
Go ahead.
that was back when Assassin's Creed were Assassin's Creeds.
Yeah, and
Not
they weren't
just-
open world assassination things.
Yeah,
I still like the new style, but I still think Assassin's Creed 2 is the best one.
yeah.
How much are the new ones like Assassin's Creed 2?
Not.
Cool, thanks.
Well, they're not even. I played the one in Egypt, and that was the beginning of the assassins. Like, you are one of the guys who helps create the
Yeah.
assassins. And the Greek one is set like 500 years before that.
So how
So-
does that make sense?
So they're not really assassins, but it still has to do with like the older race.
It's still like an assassin group, but they don't call themselves assassins.
Yeah. And you're still going in the Animus and trying to go further back to find things. But it's also open world, which is, well, I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 was too, but
I know I played Assassin's Creed 2, played the shit out of that, and then I played the shit out of the next one, Brotherhood.
yeah, those were good too.
Those were both really great. And then what was next after that? 3?
Revelation.
Ooh, did I play?
Or 2, 3. There's 3 with Ezio. I don't remember what the third one. Maybe it wasn't Revelation, but it was something.
I don't fucking remember.
I don't remember either. We did this game way back on February 4th, 2021.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I played it even longer ago.
Oh yeah, I played it PS3 days,
Yeah.
but I remember getting burnt out with this. Like I think I played Revelations and got through that, but by then I was like, I know what these games are now. Like I don't want to play any new ones, which is a shame because the Egypt one I heard was great, the Greek one was great.
I wish
The Viking one I heard was amazing.
I wish there was a way to just go through the modern day parts of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't understand. I didn't like the Viking one.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't play it.
I didn't play it yet either.
I played a little bit of it, and then I read somewhere that like there's not that many weapons in it or armor suits. The only way to get cool armor is to buy it from the fucking store and shit like that.
Oh, that's lame.
That was always a problem with Assassin's Creed, though. You could never really get armor. It didn't really help, and the weapons weren't necessarily better.
Yeah, but back in days of Assassin's Creed 2, you could unlock everything you could wear.
Yeah.
Didn't have to buy anything.
They're just taking out things they already developed for the game and selling them back to you.
Yeah.
That sort of situation.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten better.
Maybe.
In general in video games. Because like all those Call of Duty packs I buy, like the 2 stoner packs.
Well, they just
I didn't need to buy those.
they just found the happy medium of spots where people don't complain and still spend money.
Well,
yeah, and they're fine tuning the shit out of that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now that they have seasons, it's like we got enough shit to unlock, but you can still buy other shit.
It really blows my mind. Not Call of Duty Vanguard because that sucks, but Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. How much shit you can unlock, like reticles, fucking calling cards, stickers to put on your weapon.
But
like,
that's just cosmetic bullshit.
It absolutely is. Oh, you could also like through the season you had 100 levels, and you would progress through the levels, and every like 10 is maybe a new gun like blueprint, which is like a skin for it, but it gives you better stats, or maybe unlocks like different scopes or handles or gun attributes you didn't unlock yet, so you could use it, which is pretty cool. But it was every game you play, you'd go like 3 levels and you'd unlock like 4 things, and you'd be like, oh shit, like I accomplished something today.
Yeah, then they fill up the rest.
I'm not used to that feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
They fill up the rest of the fucking thing with 45-minute double XP buttons or whatever.
Oh yeah, or just COD coins.
Yeah,
that you use to buy the next season. So if you max out your season, the next season Battle Pass is free.
Yeah, that's the only thing it had going for it.
That's a shame, Vanguard stuff. Anyway, what are we talking about? Yeah,
we're talking about Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed 2.
5 stars.
Well, it was a damn good story. This is back when the stories were good. Back in the day.
Yeah, the whole Ezio trilogy, and like Kristen Bell being in it before she was like big. Was she in the first one? We did the first one. I don't remember anything about the first one.
I usually get them mixed up in my head.
Well, wait till we do the next 2 because Kristen Bell comes back for a little bit.
Kristen Bell from House of Lies?
The very same.
Okay.
Yeah, she was also in the Reefer Madness musical. So that's pretty sweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never saw that. Thank God.
It's pretty dope. But yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed 2, classic. You can listen to us talk about it right now if you really want to. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah, check it out.
And
So Ezio starts, and it's kind of like your tutorial missions. You get into a high school brawl with a gang of other people.
Yeah.
And your brother shows up, and he like teaches you some stuff, and you learn that Ezio's a womanizer. Ooh.
Is he?
Eh.
Or did he only have the heart for this one woman?
I don't know. That's a question we'll ask later. And you meet Leonardo da Vinci too here in the beginning, who is a important character in this game.
He's a cheap ass. That's my favorite part.
But you go on, and then you head back home, and you find out your brothers and dad have been arrested for, I believe, treason of some sort. And you go and talk to your dad, and he's like, "Yo, go get the thing from that place I hid that thing that time." And
yeah, it's pretty much a quote.
Give it to
you.
him.
You won't know what that thing is.
Yeah,
it's not going to make sense.
But it's in that place
where I put the thing that time.
Yeah, and then give it to Alberto so he can say, "Hey, these guys are free." So you do that. You go to your house and you find assassin gear, which you would know if you played the first game what it was.
Sure.
And then you bring the papers to Alberto, and Alberto's like, "Oh yes, this will prove they're free. They're innocent. I'll let them go tomorrow." And you're like, "Cool, that's cool.
Good shit, man."
Sounds like a really, really cool dude.
Yeah, he's a pretty neat guy.
I like him. I think he's pretty great. I think he's gonna be a good guy the rest of his
Yeah, he's definitely gonna help you.
I just want to say I looked it up, and apparently I did beat it. I just don't remember.
Fantastic.
So the next morning comes, and your dad and your brothers are at the gallows. I don't know if they call them gallows in Italy in the 1400s, but that's where they are. And Uberto just ignores the evidence you gave. It's like, "You're guilty. Hang them all." And he was like, "No."
He's like, "Since there's no evidence, nobody gave me anything."
Ezio didn't come to my house last night.
No one has anything that could possibly refute these charges. NBD. I forget, what did they actually hit him with?
Treason.
Yeah, I think it was treason, but of some sort.
Stealing
Like,
money.
Yeah. We know pretty well what it is in America right now, what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except actually people are actually getting in trouble in that version.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I did like the fact that Ezio started as like he wasn't like the richest person in the town. Like his family wasn't loaded, but his dad was, they're in the upper class.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe middle, like upper middle.
Yeah, like respected banker.
Yeah.
Type situation. Their family wasn't doing too bad, so he had the time to like go chase ass and get in street fights.
Yeah. But your dad and your brothers get hanged, and they're just hanging there. And Ezio's like, no! And the guard's trying to arrest him because Uberto's like, arrest that guy. He gave me evidence. No, wait, no, he didn't. And
no, he didn't.
No, you didn't give me shit. I don't know who that is.
So Ezio runs away from the guards, and he goes to meet his sister and mom at a brothel because that's where they go to hide.
Sister and mom.
Yes.
That's what I said, right?
That is what you said, but it sounded here like sister mom.
Oh.
I was like, sister mom, easy.
And your sister, or is it your mom? Your mom teaches you how to like steal and stuff, which is a no tutorial thing. And I get. Do you bring a paper to LDV?
Yeah,
I wrote him as LDV the entire time because I didn't want to write Da Vinci the entire time.
Because
he gets the blade for you.
Yeah, it was in your dad's.
Yeah, I just have LDV gives you the blade. But you get this paper and you bring it to Leonardo and he's like, oh cool, I'll make this for you because I can read this code. And he makes the hidden blade for you, which is the coolest weapon ever.
It's
up there.
It's pretty neat.
What melee? Coolest melee for sure.
And then you go and get your revenge on Roberto. Pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, psh, and the cool thing that when you kill somebody, it kind of like shatters the animus. And
I like when you kill Roberto. You just like stand above his dead body. You're like, I'm Ezio. I did this. Real fucking smooth.
He was like trying to, I don't know, get revenge for his family, and he just admitted to a crime and who he was.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
They could have just thrown his address out, at that point.
I mean,
right?
everybody knows where he's at anyway.
I'm at the Motel 6 on 3rd.
I've been hiding at this brothel with my mom and sister.
I've never been to this brothel.
Perfect.
But yeah, that happens. And then you're leaving town with your sister and your mom.
Yeah, because you just fucking
murdered a dude. And I guess you're still wanted for treason and murder.
Yeah.
And you get ambushed by the dudes you had a fight with in the beginning, the high school brawl. But lo and behold, some guy comes out and saves you, and it's your Uncle Mario.
Oh, my God.
Don't even start. We'll skip that.
No.
Oh, no, we can't. We just can't.
He had to say it. And he's like, it's me, Mario.
Even, like, at the time watching, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't get better.
Surprised he didn't wink at the screen afterwards.
It's like, remember from the games, the plumber, the guy? Get it? Get it?
But
yeah, we get it. Thanks, Assassin's Creed 2.
He trains you in some battle ways, so you know what to do, because you want to get back at another guy who had to do with your father's and his brother's death, the Depazzis.
And if I watched or gathered the information correctly, he knows his family was double-crossed or framed or set up, but he still doesn't know why.
Yeah,
exactly.
So he needs to find out why and then get revenge.
Yeah,
I don't think he even cares why. He just wants to get whoever's fucking involved with it.
So he goes and kills Viera de Pazzi after his training with his brother. Mm-hmm. And then he goes back home, and his uncle's like, hey, let me show you these codex pages. And they're just on a wall. He's like, yeah, they should all fit together, maybe.
Yeah.
Get them interpreted by LDV and bring them back.
He's like, I've been collecting these. They have little numbers on them. It's like 4 of 20. I don't know. Yeah. See how many we can get.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
So you head back to Florence and you talk to Leonardo, and you're kind of trying to hunt down more people that had to do with your family being slaughtered.
Sure.
And you come across information about Francesco de Pazzi. So you're like, let's go kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of like, you're like, all right, he's going to be at this church in the morning, and he's going to try and kill somebody. I'll save him.
Going to try to kill Lorenzo
Medici, who, if you know your Italian history, is a pretty important dude. So you save him and you kill
The
Francesco.
Medicis are allies. Like, you are allied with them, and what was the other family? It'll come up later, I guess.
Yeah, he tells you a story. He's like, when I was a kid, I fell in the river. Your dad saved me. Family's been loving each other since.
But he's basically the people who are in power framed his father, so he's basically overthrowing the government in several different cities.
Yeah, and stalling people who want to take their place.
Right.
Which is,
Which
always
say
turns out
they're good people.
Yeah.
Well, they are. Some are.
Until they get the power.
Then they get the khakis.
Then you get the women.
You get the khaki. I fucking forgot all about that. So great.
After you kill Francesco de Pazzi, you go back to your Uncle Mario's, and he starts doing some vague allusions to a prophet and pieces of Eden that you have absolutely no clue, and Ezio really doesn't give a shit about.
He's like, whatever, dude. These guys killed my dad. What the fuck?
I'm gonna go kill some more Pazzis. Let's hunt down the guy they were talking to, Jacopo. So that's what you do next, and you kill a couple people, and you find out where Jacopo is, and you follow him to a meeting, and then you see he's meeting with a big heavy hitter, Rodrigo Borgia.
He was a famous dude, IRL.
Yeah, he was Pope.
Is this where you're bringing in the other group of people you didn't know existed?
Yeah.
Or, well, you didn't know were involved, I should say.
Yeah, because Rodrigo's there, and a couple people are there, and you constantly follow people to meetings who are talking to other people, and you're like, well, I got to kill them too.
Yeah. You just want to kill more people. You're like, all right, well, they got something to do with it.
I'm going to keep getting revenge.
This guy knew my dad.
But Jacopo goes and has a meeting with Rodrigo Borgia, and Rodrigo kills him because, Jacopo's kind of...
Loose end.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then he's like, I know that assassin's here. Get everybody. Guards, get him. And then you have to fight a bunch of guards, and you talk to Jacopo, and...
Yeah, he didn't kill Jacopo. He was laying on the ground suffering.
Yeah, he was dying.
Yeah.
But, and then your quest against the Pazzi's done. So you're like, all right, now I just got to find everybody else who killed them because I killed that family.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like the whole family.
Yeah. Well, now
Like
this
every
guy's
male.
involved, so...
So you decide to move to Venice because that's where the next people are you're hunting down.
Mm-hmm.
And coincidentally, LDV is living there now too. He's like, hey, I just moved in.
Yeah, you run to him on the way. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, man, were you going there? Cool. Can I get a ride with you?
And then on the way there, you get attacked by Borgia's men, and you have to drive. Well, I guess you're not driving it, but you have the carriage, and there's a carriage fight. And I remember these parts being really annoying in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There were definitely parts of the game, most of it I forgot, but I definitely remember the carriage being a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
and the flying part too.
yeah. And then poof, you're out of the Animus because you can't stay in there for too long
Yeah.
because you'll die.
Obviously, like Subject 16.
Yeah, they talk about Subject 16 here too a little bit. Who, since you're not Ezio, Desmond was Subject 17. Is the guy before you who they left in too long, and he went insane. And you see random things from him scattered throughout the Animus, like relics he's left you, and he left you clues for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, let's test if this ability is working at all.
All right.
So they go down, and you have to assassinate a couple buttons.
Assassinate a couple buttons. That's nice.
And then she's like, yeah, you're learning. That's good. And then you kind of just have an out-of-Animus hallucination about Altair.
Mm-hmm. And then Sean's a dick a little bit more here.
Yeah.
What else is new?
Well, your hallucination of Altair is him impregnating a chick, a woman.
Oh, which kind of gets you thinking.
Yeah. You're like, huh, I guess I can follow sperm around.
Is that how the MNBS works?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, I guess like one cell. Well, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Then, Sean's a dick, and Rebecca sticks up for you, and like, all right, let's go back to Venice.
Boom.
So you
Venice.
hop back in the Animus.
1481.
They kept calling it Venezia. I was like, what
Venezia,
are they talking
yeah.
about?
It's the way the Italians say it. It's like Firenze was Florence.
Yeah, I got it eventually when I looked up the guide of the game, and it's like, then you go to Venice. I'm like, oh, that's
They're like, no, I didn't. I went to Venezia.
And this is when Leo's with him, right? When they get to Venice?
Yeah.
And I just remember the fish guy.
Yeah.
Got his fish slapped, and then he got arrested.
Yep.
People are walking around slapping fish, I guess.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, because there's like a guy taking over all the markets.
Yeah, being a real dick.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you kind of like go to the palace where this guy is, where all the what are they called?
I don't know.
The people who sell things at markets.
Merchants.
Where the merchants are being taken after their things and stuff. And you see a bunch of people just run in past the guards.
Sure.
And one of them tries to climb up a wall and gets shot, and then you kind of like help her out.
Yeah.
And this is where you meet Rosa, who was shot in the leg, and Antonio, who kind of runs like a resistance in Venice.
This is where you try coffee for the first time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Which I don't think is... Did they have coffee? Isn't coffee from like South America?
He says they got it from somewhere. He's like, yeah, we just got this imported. Try it out.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have gotten it from South America.
Like, I don't know. It's a little bitter.
Yeah.
You should put some sugar in it.
That was so fucking...
Yeah, these are the things
You've never
that stick
heard
out
of
in my
coffee,
mind.
but you know sugar. Don't they take the same climate to grow in?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yep and not look it up for the crevice.
Sounds good. In
All
1481, yes.
Poppascotch said it, so it's probably wrong. So you discuss the guy who's been doing this with Antonio, whose name is Emilio Barbarigo, the other family you're against.
Fucking
Here.
Emilio, dude.
And you make a plan. You're like, oh, well, he had something to do with my dad dying and my brother's dying, so let's hunt him down and kill him. And
Sounds good.
Yeah. Antonio's like, hey, do some things for me, save some of my buddies, and then we'll storm the palace with you. You're like, sure. So you do that.
Yeah, because you're like, I need an army. And it's like, I know this guy. He's got an army.
How about that?
Yeah.
So you do all his little things, and you storm the palace, and you find out Emilio was trying to overthrow Florence. So you're like, oh, he's getting my hometown too? Let's kill him. So you kill him. Mm-hmm. And then all the merchants come back to the market, and it's like, yeah, you did a good thing, Ezio. Good job, good job.
What'd they call him? The Doge?
The Doge, I guess, is what they call the ruler of the town.
How do you spell
Kind
that?
of like a mayor, like dog.
Like
Doge.
Doge.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
At least that's the way the closed captioning had it spelled.
Okay.
I assume that's how it's spelled.
That's how I spelled it, and I was like, that can't be right.
The Doge, D-O-G-E, was an elected lord and chief of state in several Italian city-states. So, yeah.
Oh, he was elected?
That's where that meme comes from.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Now it makes sense.
It's all coming together.
But you talk to Antonio about, because Emilio was talking to a bunch of people before he killed him. And you're like, yeah, that's Carlo and the Grimaldis and the Barbarigos. They're all together. They're all one thing. You're like, well, let's go kill Carlo next.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Was that Roger Man Randy Savage?
As a Tonio man, Randy Savage.
And then you're following Carlo around, and you see he meets with your enemy Rodrigo Borgia, and like and they're making a plan to kill the Doge and install Carlo. Mm-hmm. So you're like, hey, Antonio, this is what they're doing. He's like, we can't get in there.
Nah, man, only birds can get in there, bro.
Oh, and you're like, I got an idea. Let's do the worst part of any Assassin's Creed game ever.
It's like, I know this guy.
Jeez.
And I hated this part so much.
I remember dying so many times in this part.
Sometimes you couldn't.
It was very, very dumb, right? It was dumb.
Yeah, like you couldn't see the next flame, or you get hit by an archer.
Yeah, you had to like kick them off roofs.
Yeah.
So you get like a hang glider and you try and fly your way into the palace, which is just...
Oh, yeah, and like even if you'd have to hit the next site perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't miss one either.
And sometimes the only thing you could tell was like the ash coming up a little bit from the sky, and it was...
Oh, God, that was tough.
Yeah, the graphics were good for the time, but... Oh, man, that shit was tight,
man. Pretty dope, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot all that stuff we just said about Assassin's Creed 2 because we did it way back in February. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a time ago.
It's crazy how we can talk about things when we have notes and such, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like when we come prepared.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like when the fans come up to me on the street and they're like, "Oh, I loved this time when you said this." I'm like, I don't remember saying that.
I know.
At all.
They're like, do the thing. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How come in episode 12 you're on a winged Appaloosa?
Yes. Sorry, fans.
I don't know how we got there.
Well, one way we can get to a new spot is by talking about the number 3 game we talked about this year.
Dude, that was a sick segue.
Thank you. 3 fucking years later, I'm finally starting to learn how to do this shit. This is a game that kind of came out of nowhere and surprised us. This is another pick by Dr. Syintist. I remember him picking it, and Chump Slap and I looking at each other like, what the fuck did you just say to us?
I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
Kudelka.
It is Kudelka with a score of 48. That is number 3 this year.
I remember because I wanted to do Shadow Hearts because that's a fantastic game. But then I found out that this was the predecessor to it. I was like, oh.
Kudelka. Which one was this one? Refresh my memory.
You played as Kudelka and you broke into this thing and you were with the priest and the thief and
with the dragon. No.
Then she was called there by a spirit of the guy's wife.
Oh, okay. With the, was there a portal? That with the
kind of, yeah. And there was a couple endings and there was a ghost child that you had to try to appease the spirit.
This was the one that was the Nier world or Nier?
No, it's Shadow Hearts world.
Yeah, no,
you're thinking of Drakengard.
Okay, that is exactly, yes.
You will notice that I am being very quiet because I don't remember most of this.
Priest showed up because he was trying to find out why this woman died and he was friends with the person who owned the monastery, and there was they were killing people to try and appease spirits, and really don't remember any of this.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, I remember. I'm starting to read this. This is kind of making more sense here. This is the one where you.
When did we do this one? Someone give me the date.
Not that long ago.
No, this is not long ago at all. This is from bringing it up October 21st, 2021. Not long ago at all. But this is the one where you break into the castle and everyone's been turned into monsters, and your first thing is to help that dude that's on the ground.
Right.
And you save him, and he's like, I'm the best fighter ever, even though you just had to save the guy. And then you meet Father O'Flanagan, who's a big piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a racist priest.
Okay, this is making sense.
In the end, you fight like the reanimated body of the wife of the guy who owned the place.
You run to the caretakers, and they tried to poison you.
Yeah.
And then he drank it.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Wow, all right, we got there. Just 2 months ago. Jesus.
It'd be interesting one time to just pick random games to see if we remember what they are.
I don't remember anything after we talk about it.
No, do you guys remember like the first season we tried doing the Instagram hashtag game?
Yeah.
And neither of you got any of them? You're like, I have no idea. That was rough. But this is also the one where Kudelka runs into the best character in the game, Bacon. The mummy monk guy who's like 500 years old. Immortal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were looking for the book to bring, the guy was looking for the book to bring her back. And
okay, yeah. I remember this.
Yeah, I remember this being very interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot better than the Shadow Hearts games were really good, so I guess it doesn't surprise me that much that this was good, but
so good.
And you
so
fight
good
Elaine.
to forget everything.
Who is Elaine? Is that the other caretaker?
Elaine, the final boss?
Yeah.
No, that's the wife of the guy who owned it. He used the book to bring her back, but her soul was purged from her body, and that's why the spirit called Kudelka there to try and save her body.
That's right. Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
Man, that was
You guys remember stuff.
I read my notes. I didn't remember any of this shit.
I'm reading my notes now. None of it makes sense.
So, I mean, I guess then that means you're pulling a lot of it from memory because you watched the game the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, really, you're just better at remembering the videos temporarily, then you just delete files.
Exactly.
After that.
I can't keep this stuff in my head.
I have a very good memory when I write stuff down, and since I write them down in the book, I usually remember something at least.
Yeah, no, you were right there.
Yeah, good stuff.
We were really lagging behind on that one. Wow, and that was not long ago.
Well, it was his pick. Of course, he remembers it. You know.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Who picked Assassin's Creed 2?
Probably me.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, Dr. Syintist picked 4 of our top games this year.
He's always fucking trying to pad his numbers.
That's because I'm sick of doing shitty games after you guys pick them.
That's the
Someone's
fun.
got to take the hit. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is.
Wait till we get to the bottom 5.
Yeah.
See who has the most there.
Yeah.
Oh, which one of you is going to have 3?
Fuck you. All right. Well, that is Kudelka.
Yeah. Listen to us talk about it since no one else remembers it.
Yeah, if you don't remember it, here's a couple clips.
Yeah, hope you like it. We'll talk to you in a second. Peace. Later.
And I wish I remember what he said because I just wrote the dude is obsessed with angels. You must talk about them. Yeah. But anyway, you find out his name's Edward Plunkett. Mm-hmm. And he's there to steal stuff. I don't know if he tells you that directly, but you kind of get that. He's there to like pillage it. But he becomes like your partner and co-protagonist.
Yeah, you trust him fast and hard quickly.
He did save your life. We saved each other's lives.
Yeah.
But that's a good point.
I mean, you're both not there for... You didn't go in the front door, either of you.
Yeah.
And then Kudelka is really preaching about saving his life, by the way.
Yeah.
She's really preaching
about it.
I'd
hold it over to the people's heads, too, if I did it. So I can't really say she's wrong.
I want to believe I wouldn't, but I probably would.
Oh, I definitely would.
I probably would.
Hell no.
I mean, it's not the right thing to do, but I definitely remember that time I saved your life?
That's why we're different.
Dr. Syintist, how about you run to Taco Bell this time by yourself, and here's my order, and you're going to like, well, fuck you, I'm not doing that. I'm like, well, remember the time I saved your life?
Yeah.
I can always take it back.
Yeah, I can always take it
back. And I'm saving your life by not getting you Taco Bell.
Oh, snap. Then we're even.
At least your evening. I mean, this leads into a weird part of the story where after you break in, you come across the caretakers of the property, who are Ogden and Bestie. I didn't write their last name down. Hartman. I thought I was going to say Hartwell, but I wasn't. And you're like, kind of like, they're like, oh, come on in. We know you broke in, but hey, let's have some dinner. And the whole time, Kudelka's like, I ain't eating.
Not hungry.
And they kind of like have a talk about monsters and the origin of the monastery and how it got there.
They seem very lovely.
Yes. Seem it. And they talk about how it was built to like stop monsters and it was built on a pagan site and stuff. And then Ed like scarfs down a lot of the soup and Kudelka's like, nah, I'm not hungry. And then they kind of go away and Kudelka's like, hey, Ed, that soup was poisoned. Why'd you eat it?
She's real cocky about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. And she's like, I detected there was poison. I didn't eat it.
Yeah, I detected poison a month ago.
And she's like, well, I guess I'll cure you anyway. So that's the second time you save Ed's life.
Yeah, like I just wanted to see this real quick of you dying, and then I'll save your life. I think this would be a kick.
I think she was just trying to see what kind of person, like how inept he was.
Yeah. And it kind of also would tip it off if they both didn't eat, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if she thought about that much about it, but I mean, if I just saved someone's life, I'd probably let them get poisoned a little bit if I could cure them.
Yeah, you're a witch or something, so.
Yeah, you have some kind of missile powers. So anyway, you leave this like caretakers thing because you know they're real shady, so fuck those guys. And you go exploring the monastery grounds, and you come across our third protagonist who joins your party, James O'Flaherty, who is a disgusting character, I guess.
I hate him so much.
He's so Christian.
Yeah. He's a priest. An Irish priest, too.
So he's part of the church, and I'm part of the church. That means he's a good guy, and he can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right? That's how this works?
I guess.
And you
I guess.
I don't know.
You kind of like save him. He's kind of knocked out in some kind of tree or viney kind of trap. And you tell him what happened. He's like, no, those caretakers wouldn't do that. There was no way. It was probably immigrants, because he says that a lot.
Does he?
He sure does.
He does. Oh,
a lot.
That's not even joking. He blames a lot of things on immigrants. He's very racist.
Oh.
Often.
He's very Jesus-y, too, which kind of is weird.
Yeah, he's crazy preachy. It's like, it's probably because you don't believe in God. You know.
God loves everyone except these immigrants. Yeah. That's basically his ethos.
I believe he might actually say that.
Do not isolate that audio and just. This is no, thank you.
It wasn't very clean anyway.
The character said.
But even though he hates you, he's like, I'll go tag along with you.
He invites himself on your party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't really explain why he's there yet. Mm-mm. So you go exploring a little bit, and someone tries to shoot you, blah, blah, blah. You don't know who it is yet, but you'll find out later. And you're kind of like, oh, someone's shooting at us. But you come across this creepy kid ghost named Charlotte.
Spooky.
And she kind of like spooks you a little bit, yeah. And there's a lot of dead bodies and spirits laying around.
Oh, yeah. Kudelka can feel him or something.
dead bodies laying around and spirits floating.
Yes.
And Kudelka's like, let's channel them and find out. And so she finds out that this place used to be a prison too. So it was a monastery, then a prison, and now it's back to like this. Someone bought it and just taking care of it. So it's got a lot of evil energy, I guess I would call it.
Definitely a lot of restless spirits, let's say.
Bad vibes.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
bad vibes all around.
And Kudelka kind of like, I mean, James is upset that Kudelka let the spirits into her so she could talk and stuff.
Oh, he's like, that's not very
Yeah.
Jesus-like.
Yeah, neither is racism, dick, she says.
That's a good point.
But she also, after this is kind of done, she reveals that she's there because she felt a spirit calling out to her asking for help. So that's why she's out there. And yeah, blah, 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 blah.
So that's why Kudelka's out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's out there because I did miss that somehow. Because, I miss things. That's part of that's my thing. That's
She says it
Poppascotch
like
thing
5
now.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was there because she heard the spirit calling out for help. Edward was there to steal stuff.
Yes. And you
Basically.
don't know exactly why Jimmy O'Flaherty is there yet.
Yeah, I figured he was just a priest that works there.
But you'd be wrong.
I know.
In my notes again, I just have James is very preachy again.
Yeah.
Except for the poor and needy. He's not very happy about those kind of guys.
No. God helps those who help themselves.
Such a scumbag.
And
Hey, this ties into the midnight mass thing,
Yeah.
They any verse to justify their nonsense.
I do like how the game made someone of the church a shitty character.
Yeah.
It seems like
Definitely
a bold
got
step in the
points for
late
that.
90s to do. But I digress.
Wait, they could be the bad guys?
You walk around a little bit and the ground kind of gives way and you land in this like prison type area.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid ghost visits you again. And she kind of tells you that she was killed there back when it was like it wasn't a prison sort of, it was like an asylum. We've done a lot of asylum games.
They are
This
spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of them, huh?
Yeah.
And she kind of just tells you that she died there and she's not happy about it, life in general, even though she's a ghost.
Does she tell you here that's like she was a like bastard child and she was just abandoned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was put there and she died on the grounds. And I don't know exactly what happens, but in my notes I put James is pretty shitty again. So he must have said something about immigrants.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, this is broken record James at this point.
Yeah.
Or he's probably saying, oh, she was born out of wedlock. She deserves whatever she got.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something stupid.
But you get out of the like little cell you're in and you walk around and you find like old relics of things and lots of dead bodies. And James is still pretty adamant that the couple caretaker didn't do this. It must be the thieves and the immigrants. That's a quote.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That isn't me just saying it.
Right.
And so they walk around, explore some little more, and you walk into this building and a chandelier drops on them.
No.
But they get out of the way.
What?
Thank goodness.
And of course, they find the guy who did it. And I have another quote in my book. Dirty immigrant thief is what James calls him.
Mm-hmm.
And then James starts blaming him for all the dead people. Because the guy's like, hey, I escaped the caretakers. It's like, no, you killed everybody.
So no, I still don't believe
They only
murders.
kill thieves, so that's okay.
Yeah.
And then...
Doesn't he? Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
He talks about how he's seen them kill people.
Yeah.
He's like, they killed all these people, man. What are you talking about?
And James just refuses to believe him.
Yeah.
And then Edward pulls out his gun and shoots him in the face.
What a
Cool
cool guy.
They did try to kill him.
And he's like,
That's
hey,
true.
we can't have this guy tagging along, and he's going to try and kill us later. So,
I don't know what to believe there, but yeah.
I thought it was a really heavy moment for a game that's mostly been like,
Oh.
I don't want to say lighthearted, I guess.
It is jokey.
it was. I didn't expect him to shoot him in the face.
No.
No, I expected them to, deal with them maybe, but he's like, here we go, bloop.
He tried to kill him, so Ed's like, fuck it. We're done.
That's fair.
So you go exploring some more, and you discover this room full of paintings of a ship being shipwrecked, and multiple paintings of it, called the Princess Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, like, oh, this is kind of weird.
They're all the same boat.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So-
You find out later why they're all
Yeah,
there. And then Kudelka has like a vision when she touches them of people drowning and stuff. And a woman named Elaine and stuff, and she was killed, and then she kind of like snaps out of it.
And she's like, "Oh my god, that's the woman who fucking summoned me here."
Yes.
Oh man.
Like, Elaine must be the woman she summoned here. And then James like furrows his brow.
Okay.
So as you do in RPGs, you go exploring a little bit more. And you come across this library full of mystical books. And
sweet.
You come across like a zombie type body in there. who I think is Poppascotch's favorite character.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
And you're like, oh, that's weird this body's here. And he kind of just wakes up and starts mentioning random words, and he says a couple things. And kind of like passes back out.
This is like the teaser for the best character in the game.
Yeah.
And this character is actually in the Shadow Hearts games too.
Real? That's fun. Awesome.
It's real weird, but yeah, he's in there. Then after the guy passes back out, the body lays back down. James is like, that's what I'm looking for. The emigre document that he mentioned. And then James goes on why he's here. He eventually feels, I guess, cleared enough to talk to you about it. He's on a mission from the Vatican.
I knew it.
The guy who owns this property paid to have the immigrant document stolen. The emigre document stolen.
Patrick Hayworth?
Yes, Patrick Hayworth, the guy who owns the property. He was a rich dude.
Yeah, he was.
And the document is written about, it's a pagan document of everlasting life and resurrection and all kinds of things like that. So James is there to steal it back and stop him from doing anything with the document.
So thievery's okay.
Well,
I guess he's
is it thievery
back.
if you steal your own thing that was stolen?
Yes.
Probably.
I think so.
Yes.
Technically. But
Jesus
I don't
said
think
so.
Well, legally, I don't think you'd be a problem. Probably, maybe, depending if you broke in or something. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't,
Didn't OJ steal his own shit and get caught?
Technically, yes. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that's why he went to prison, right?
Uh-huh.
But I mean, that stuff wasn't stolen.
Oh, yeah, it was sold.
It was sold. Yeah.
Right.
We'll never know.
Potato.
Hey, any lawyers
We'll
listening,
never know.
explain this to us.
We'll never know.
So after some more exploring, you hear the church bells start tolling, and you know what that means.
Some more racist shits incoming?
No, it's All Saints Day.
Oh.
Of course. Of course.
Yes, the day after Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of like all this energy kind of coalesces into this demon thing. And like a little battle ensues, and Kudelka gets separated from Edward and James.
Oh, is this where she gets her ass kicked right through that door?
Yeah.
Like she flies through the air?
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
That's pretty sweet. That was a cool ass monster too.
Yeah. But she kind of wakes up and she's separated from those two, and she doesn't know where they are. So she starts going off and let me go back to my original mission, trying to find this spirit. And as she's walking around, she comes across a murder room.
Yes.
There's no other way to say it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how else you'd describe that. You're correct.
That's what I've written.
Whatever you picture a murder room is, that's what she comes across.
Mm-hmm.
And Ogden kind of sneaks up behind her and knocks her out.
Oh, no.
Protagonist KO'd. There's your bingo spot.
Okay.
Ooh, that's the best way to summarize that and put it down.
So you wake up and Ogden's there sharpening his axe, going on some crazy rant about Elaine and other stuff and whatever.
Yeah, oh, he's gone.
Yeah,
Like, he's not there
it's
anymore.
not making sense. He was making much more sense when he was serving you soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
He kind of like gets ready to swing the axe down on your face, and a gunshot goes off, and you find his wife Bessie behind him with the gun in her hand.
Boom. Shotgun.
And she tells you the tragic story of Ogden.
Oh.
Apparently he was a captain of the Princess Alice, and
Killed a lot of people.
I don't know if he did it, but he was blamed for it at least.
Well, I don't
he was the
think did it
captain
on
of
purpose,
it. Yeah.
It's more like
Yeah,
a Titanic thing, I think.
And he was kind of like ostracized after that. And then Elaine gave him a job here to help with the grounds. And one time he was gone and Elaine was killed, and then he blamed himself for it. So he went around killing other people.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find out why later. And then out of nowhere, Bessie just shoots herself in the face. Like, I can't let him wait. Boom.
Yeah. She's like, Ogden instead, I'm going with him.
Like a good wife. That's her words, not mine.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't say, those are not my words.
It's true. Not the good wife thing, but her words. Yes.
Yeah. And then soon afterwards, you like hear Edward on the other side of a door and you can't get through it. And you're like, hey, let's all go meet up at the library. And you're like, that sounds like a great idea.
I like books.
Yeah. So Kudelka goes off by herself and Edward and James go off to try and meet up at the library. And you're going through the graveyard on your way there. And you come across a couple graves. You find Charlotte's grave. You find St. Daniel's grave, which doesn't matter right now. As you're there, Roger Bacon kind of sneaks up on you stealthily and starts babbling.
It's Roger Bacon.
The zombie guy.
The zombie guy. The best character in the game.
Well, you didn't say the name before, okay?
I thought he did. He's like a vampire zombie origin story. He's like, I'm from the 13th century.
Yeah. Been around for a minute.
He's like, I've been asleep for like 100 years.
And the guy's like, wait a minute. You're telling me you're the same Roger Bacon, born in 883 or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's like, the very same, yes.
We're just waiting to do that voice.
I was sitting on it for a while.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
It all makes sense now.
Now it came. A lot came back
remember.
after listening to that.
Thank God.
Because I know you guys, like, you people back there, peek behind the curtain a little bit. We actually listened to the clip. For 20 minutes just now, and it made a lot more sense. Maybe for production reasons, we should listen to that before we start talking about it.
I think it's funnier when you don't get it and one of us tries to explain it.
No.
I think you're right. That was a lot of fun. Maybe not as much for you. But those are our top 3 or 4-3 in our top 5 reviewed of 2021. Please come back next week. We're going to be talking about game number 2.
I bet you it's a scientist pick.
Maybe not.
Oh, maybe the one he didn't get.
It may be the one he didn't get. One of the next 2 is not going to be a scientist pick.
Ooh.
That's a guarantee, people. Come back here to see which one it is. Go to YouTube, like and subscribe there. It really helps us out. Buy our shit at plottytime.com. Rate, review, subscribe, just anywhere. We love to hear you.
Yeah,
send an email. Where do they send it?
You send it to plottytime@gmail.com. Where else would you send it?
Exactly. And where do they get to us on the socials?
At Plottytime on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect. We just nailed that episode. So join us next week. We'll talk to you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey.